Welcome back to the garage. I got the wheel bearings in, and we're going to start installing them. And let's just take a look at what we got here. This is the part number in case you guys are interested. And these came from Amazon. And listen, you can see right there, made in China. These probably aren't the greatest, but they will do the job, and this bike doesn't require the greatest. These are the seals for both sides. Beautiful. One wheel bearing, two, and the inside bearing. So these are the outer, and this is the inner. All right, I guess what we can do now is get set up, and we're gonna take this apart. All right, first we're gonna pull the seals. Ah, boy, those have been in there a minute. And as you can see there, garbage in the barrel. We dumped that stuff out of there. All right, let's flip over the other side and pull this seal out. Again, garbage. Dump that. All right. So the aluminum itself, if you guys can see that in there, looks pretty good. Still nice and shiny where the seal sits, so I think we're in pretty good shape there. Now all we gotta do is just get the bearings out. And from what I'm noticing inside of here, if you guys can see down in there, this light is seriously bright. There is a spacer in here, and it looks like a tapered spacer, and it's supposed to probably sit on that shaft over there. And that's probably what keeps this thing from moving back and forth. That might be worn out. I don't know. Or it needs to be cleaned, one or the other. I guess the only way to get these things out of here is with a punch. Punch and a hammer. So let me get a punch and a hammer, and we'll start tapping. All right, let's see what we can do here. See if we can get this to move at all. Feels like it's moving. Look. I'll put a little bit of lube in there. Keep it from galling. Feels like it's going. And I'm just going to go side to side on this because I don't want it to jam in the bore. And that spacer is really getting in my way. There we go. She's out. And that's the spacer right there. And it's pretty bad. We're going to need to clean that up. And there's the bearing. And look at that, doesn't even spin. Can you hear how crunchy that is? Let's just make sure they're the same size. Huh. That might be a problem right there. Huh. These bearings look awful wide to be that, but we are going to use them. All right. Let's pound that back one out. I'm gonna put a little bit of lube on this. Same deal, we're gonna pound it out. Put a couple of blocks under it. Oops, sorry. See if it's moving. Oh yeah, it's coming out. She's out. Oof. Man, does this thing stink. Oof, that's got a nasty odor to it. Yeah, look at that. The seal's gone on the inside. All right, those bearings were toast. All right, it's all cleaned up. Doesn't look too bad in there. There's no corrosion or anything. The thing that gets me is that, let me pop that out real quick, is that this bearing is an awful lot fatter than that one, which is very weird to me. I'm going to go over and see if these things fit on the, just to be safe, I'm going to take the two bearings, see if they fit, see if these two fit on the spindle. All right, they fit on the spindle, so they are the right size. Don't really know why this one is so much thicker. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Kind of weird. All right, I think what I'm going to do though is, excuse me, still getting over a cold here. I think I might heat these up just a tad bit so that these just drop in. So I'm not really hammering away on these. Let me get the torch. So I'm going to use these anyways, even though they're quite a bit thicker. They should still sink all the way in there, and the seal should still work. The bigger the bearing, I would think, the better the performance. Maybe somebody changed these out before and they used smaller bearings, or maybe they found out that the bearings on the stock ones were a problem and they went with these bigger ones. I don't know. All right, let's give it a shot. Ooh, she's going right in. It's already cooled off. And we're just going to keep going until it bottoms out. Sounds like that's bottomed out. Let's double check. That's definitely seated now. All right, so next up, we need to put the spacer in here. Do not forget the spacer. I won't tell you how many times I forgot the spacer when I've done this. All right, now we got to put this bearing in there. And it feels like it's going to go right in, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap it in. I think it's still pretty warm. And I think I want to just make sure that that space is in the middle. It is. And I want to give this another good size wrap. Make sure it's seated all the way. And it feels like it is for sure. I like to oil them before I put them in. It's not that hot anymore, or at least not hot enough to melt anything. This bearing's cooled it down pretty good. All right, let's just pop this guy in. That's it for that side. Put a little lube on that. I'll tell you, these are the cruddiest looking bearings I've seen in a long time. Horrible. All right, guys, off camera, I took the other side apart, replaced the bearings, as you guys can see. We got all new stuff inside of that one, as well as that one. All right, let's assemble. All right, first I'm gonna try to clean some of the stuff off of here. This one here is a little bit worse than the other one. Looks pretty good. That's clean enough. And then we got the two spaces, which are pretty funky. So I'm just gonna run the wheel over these real quick, get some of the crud off, so we don't have an issue with this tearing the seal or whatever. Okay. Clean up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna take some tacky red grease, and I'm going to coat the spindle up. This stuff will not come off once it's on there, just to keep it from rusting. Gotta put a little bit more on there. This stuff is, excuse me, real sticky. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some down inside that seal to keep any moisture from getting down inside of here. You don't have to do this. I like to do it. It's already a pot. There's no sense not to do it. Well, I should say it doesn't make sense not to do it. I'm gonna try to push it inside the seal, underneath it, all around it. And I'm gonna stick it down inside the hole where the bearing is. Oh. You see how sticky it is, doesn't even want to stay in the hole. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. All right. Now I'm gonna coat this part here, and I'm gonna flip it around. So it used to be on there like this. I'm gonna flip it this way, just so that the seal's not wearing the same spot all the time. And I'm gonna coat this really good, both sides, in and out. Push that in there like that. I'm gonna do the same thing to the outer. This grease is super tacky. Now we're just gonna slide it on. You can't hear anything. That's what you want. All right, cotter pin. I always use new cotter pins. Bend it up. Push that back. That's good. All right, guys, so again, wheel bearings are all done. Very nice. I go to put the calipers back on, and the brakes are dragging. So the problem is the slides are not sliding on these calipers. They're frozen solid. So I'm gonna have to figure out. I took the pads out, and you guys can see the pads are still fine. Plenty of meat on them. No worries there. Slide pins need to be cleaned up and put brake lube on them. All right, guys. Again, when you start working on this old stuff, you find more and more wrong with it. So it took me a while to get the slides out of this caliper, but I got them both out. This is the one that gave me the most trouble. It's pretty rusty. The calipers are still fine. They still seem to work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to the wire wheel. I'm gonna clean this stuff all up, come back, reassemble it, see how it works. This here, basically what I did was I held it in my drill press and I rotated it at about 1500 RPM, and then I hit it with sandpaper. So it slides nice in there now. And I cleaned out the bore and the caliper with the gun cleaner. I think it's for a 12 gauge. Picked it up at a yard sale, works awesome. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna grease this all up. I'm gonna try to do it so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna take the caliper grease that I have here, and I'm gonna hit all the pots. Again, all the pots are all clean. I wire wheeled everything. So everything should slide nice, same as this pin as well. Everything should slide nice. So what we're gonna do now is, first I'm gonna lube this one up. Let me get it coming out of here. And you can get this stuff at a pot store. The same stuff I use on cars. I don't know if there's anything left in there. There it is. I'm gonna put some on there. Don't use regular grease. You want to use this caliper grease stuff here. It's made specifically for this. And I'm just gonna push this right in there. There we go. Rotate it around. Actually, I might pull it out. I don't think I'm gonna put some more in there because that's quite enough. Doesn't feel like it's turning good enough for my liking. I'll put a nice gwab in there. Push this back in. Let it seat in the boot. Give it a few rotations. Yeah, now it's moving nice. That's the way it's supposed to move. All right, next one. It's this guy here. And I'm going to, it's got a grease groove in it, as you can see. So I'm gonna use a ton of this on there. All right, I'm gonna slide it down inside. There we go. And it's gotta go through the boot. That is a 12 mil. I'll try to get that to start. So you can see now that that's moving as it should. And that's good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the pads in. Okay, that's tight, and it's just the same size. It is. All right, now I'm gonna tighten this. All right, and we're still loose. Beautiful. Now there's a plug that goes in there, which is right here. Let me rotate this over a little bit. And before I pop this plug in there, I am going to fill that with some red and tacky. Keep water from going in there. Water's not going to get in there now. Now I'll put the plug back. And that should be it. All right, that side's done. All right, I'm going to go do the other side. I'm not going to do that off camera. I'm not going to show you guys. I got the same problem with this caliper. So I'm gonna take care of this one and put the other side together and then come back. All right, brakes are all assembled. Tires are back on. And I just want to go over a few things with you guys here. Let me stand you over here so you can watch. I'm gonna spin them and put the brakes on. You guys can hear or not hear, let's not quiet these up. Those new Barons are awesome. All right, so working perfectly. And they are super quiet. You don't hear any Baron at all in that. That's what we wanted. All right, front end's done. Let's move on to putting the plastics on the front. Let's take off these stickers. I'll tell you what, these things are really on there. I took off the off-road sticker. It was on there. Man, these are really heavy. Heavy duty vinyl here. It almost feels like stuff that like pool floaties are made out of. But they look terrible, so they're coming off. Boy, this thing is really on there. The heat gun really does work though. Loosens it right up. Ooh, hot. starting to melt it. We got some more stuff here. Let's see if I can get this off. Little stuff. You can see this stuff here. Wow. It's like plastic almost. That's some heavy duty vinyl right there. All right guys, here it is. Got the front plastics on. I cleaned it up a little bit. Cleaned the wheels and the tires. Some of the plastics. I cleaned the front plastics all up. They're all mounted solid on here now. Cleaned up the controls. I put the tank piece in. This is all cleaned up, all ready to go. I put 2 new plastic clips in there. The reverse is hooked up. And also I fixed that because that was loose and wobbling around, and that's nice and tight now. That's all fixed. As you guys remember, the ignition's all fixed. And I put the clips in there. And that's all cleaned up. And it's looking really good. You guys can see here how good the plastics came out. They look brand, well, I don't want to say brand new, but they look 10 times better than they did. Those number 4 things on here, it was just kind of ugly, and it looks good. Now, the way I cleaned this up was I used nothing more than steel wool and WD-40. I'm telling you guys, WD-40 is the best cleaner you can use. It's great for cleaning. It's great for lubricant. It's great for rust preventative. It's great for a lot of things. It's not so great for breaking really rusty stuff. You want to use a deep creeper or a something of that nature, like a blaster, something like that. But for cleaning, fantastic. That's all I use. And as you can see, this thing's looking really good. So I guess what I got to do next is I got to take it off the lift and I got to spin it around because I got to do the rear end now. I don't have a lot of room to work back there. So that's what I'm going to do next. But I'm going to do that off camera, and that's also going to be the next video. So I want to thank you guys for watching and sticking around so far for this build. I know this isn't the sexiest of all ATVs, but it is coming out pretty good, and I think it's going to be pretty nice when it's done. I don't know if you guys can see how nice that front frame looks and everything now. There's no rust anywhere. I'll get it out in the sun when it's all done. Excuse me. And you'll get a really good look at it, how nice it came out. And I'm going to do the back, but I got to flip it first. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think, how this build's going. And if there's any direction you think I should go. Also, the tires still have air in them. And it's been 2 weeks now. So the tire leaks have been fixed, and they were just valve stems. So keep that in mind, guys. When you got tire leaks on your ATVs, it's probably your valve stems. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. More to come.